Was it a draw? Was it a draw, folks? Broner, Jesse Vargas, post fight recap number 87, right here on the Double R2 Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A. At the end of the video, or right now, give it a thumbs up if you're entertained. Subscribe if you're a new viewer. I had the fight 116-112 for Jesse Vargas. I had Jesse Vargas with his early attack and his body game winning the first 7 rounds. You know, round 6, Broner started looking more alive, more active, but he didn't win 6 and 7 to me. I know some people had him just winning the whole second half of the fight. I had him winning 8, 9, and 10. I mean, yeah, it's 8, 9, 10, 11. I gave Vargas the last round. Very little action. But, you know, to me, Broner stalked him down but didn't quite land. Even though Vargas was only doing pity-pat shots, he landed a little more than Broner did. So, like I said, I had it 116-112. The first 6 rounds clearly was Vargas. I don't think you can argue that with the pressure, the body shots he was landing on Vargas. Just give Vargas those rounds. And then, like I said, as the second half of the fight came on, you can start to see Vargas was looking tired. He was looking tired. He would start his shoulders were just looking a little heavier on him. You know, he started leaning a little forward, and that right hand straight from Broner, the right hand lead, was starting to land. And I think it helped Broner a lot, that the fact that he was always coming forward, and you saw Vargas' tempo, his momentum just slow down. So it immediately looked like Broner was winning that fight for the second half. Like I said, I gave him rounds 8, 9, 10, and 11. I didn't give him 7 because I still thought Vargas was enough tempo with the body game and the jab where he still had enough usage of it to win that right. But Broner was picking it up. The pace was picking it up. Now, if Broner would have fought like that probably 2-3 rounds earlier, he would have clearly won this fight. It was a draw. Some people have no problem with it because the scorecards were 115, 113 for Adrian Broner. And then the other 2 scorecards were 114, 114. Again, I had it 116, 112 for Vargas. Broner, I said the 8, 9, 10, 11, he started landing that. They start landing a nice lead right. He start the check left hook, the counter left hook start landing more. They both were doing great body game. It just Broner started really doing a good amount of body game the second half. The fact that Vargas slowed down, it looked like Broner was really doing more than what he was. He was just, well, he was. That right hand lead was doing a lot of damage the second half of the fight. But Broner wasn't like doing something fantastic. It's the same thing that he was doing all fight. His speed, his tempo. It just now Vargas wasn't as productive. He was still throwing punches. His output dropped from like 70 to 50. So it was able to see Broner's attack more. He wasn't being overshadowed. So it wasn't that Vargas was doing something bad. It just allowed Broner to look more dominating than he was looking the previous fights. I mean, the previous rounds. But that's it. He was starting to land the hell out that straight right hand. Vargas just couldn't slip out of it no more, and the hooks. But in those rounds 8, 9, and 10, Vargas was still holding his own. Those rounds weren't dominated and clearly won by Broner. Vargas was still in there fighting, still in there putting in work, putting in the body game, loud thumperish shots. Give it to Broner. taking a tremendous body beating and show a stamina of a racehorse, man. He kept coming. Shots were getting more and more steam on him, and like I said, he took a hellified body beating. So I gave him tremendous props on his conditioning. That beach running was doing it for him. The chef was doing it for him. Because for him to take a body beating like he was and keep coming forward, because we knew Vargas wasn't a heavy-handed guy. So because he was able to land some good rights on Broner. It just Broner's Broner. We know Broner could take a punch. You know, Broner tells you, man, no one ain't gonna stop me. I get knocked down, I get up. You know, I beat your ass. And he came close to doing it. He came close to doing it. Only if he would have just listened to Cunningham about 2 rounds earlier, he would have clearly won this fight. Cunningham was telling him like in round 5, bro, we have him. You just gotta let your hands go. I see, he was telling him in the round 2. I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to let him bust his load out. But you gotta throw some answers back. You know, don't just absorb his punches. Answer back. You know, with a 1-2 here and there. You're letting him be too active, and you're not doing nothing. Like I said, I get your game plan. I get it. I like it. Just fire back. You know, during the process of you letting him blow his load, at least instead of losing the rounds 2-0, 3-0, maybe get a 2-2 split, a 2-1 split. You know, get some of the early rounds, and Broner didn't do that. He let Vargas just blow his load out without really trying to get some early rounds in, and it came back to bite Broner's in the ass. Like I said, good fight, a well actioned back and forth fight. Like I said, Broner came on strong in the second half. I gave him rounds 8, 9, 10, 11 off very competitive rounds. It just Vargas was clearly tired, and Broner gas tank was a nice one. Good, like I said, kudos, big ass props to Broner on his condition in this camp. You know, still his mind state of deciding when to fight is still a problem. I do believe Cunningham and him will get together and fix it. It was kind of cool that, you know, Broner did say at the end of the post-fight interview, after all his antics and stuff with Jim Gray, very disrespectful to Jim Gray, but fuck it, that's Broner. Who cares, you know, doing him. But it's cool that he gave props to Mike Stafford. You know, like, hey, I just needed some change. I wasn't gonna get rid of Mike. Mike's still in my corner. That's my man. I just need some different, I need some different eyes, different views. You know, me and Mike just wasn't seeing the gold anymore. We were, starting to see silver. You know, what the fuck? We needed some different eyeballs that needed to find some gold. And so I think him and Cunningham, they're gonna watch this tape, and Cunningham's really gonna get in his ass like, bro, right here. Look at this round 3. Look at this round 4. You could have done what you were doing in 8, 9, 10 on him. At least got a round here, a round there. Broner could have easily, out of the first 6 rounds, easily could have got 2 rounds in there. Easily could have, like I said, Vargas is putting him on the first 6 rounds. 7th round, I gave it to him just, out of activity and some good shots, but Broner could have easily stole round 3, 2 maybe, rounds 2, 3, maybe 5. He could have easily stole a round here and there, and he would have won this fight. But Broner not letting his hands go, and at least this time he turned it on sooner, because Broner always turns it on around 9 or 10. He always turns it on. This time he turns it on around round 6. It just Vargas still had some juice in his tank, so it didn't really show until like round 8 for me. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. The fight ended in a draw. I had it score at 116-112 for Vargas. I gave Broner's again rounds 8, 9, 10, and 11. Let's see if they do it again. I really don't want to see this fight again. I want to see these guys go other places, but we'll see.